Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about my battle jacket, all the patches that are on it, the story of the vest, and then Jack behind the camera is going to go through his vest, and it's got like 10 times the amount of patches as this. So yeah, it should be interesting. So this is like my main battle jacket. It's actually the second one that I made, and it has gone through like quite a few different iterations, but it all started with this Mastodon patch here, and then the Cavell Attack one on the other side. So they're two like standard logo patches, and I just thought they look good above the pocket. So one either side, and then that kind of started the black and white on this side, and then colours on the other. Yeah, let's go through it. So I've got my Battle Jackets London, my OG patch, which is kind of how people used to recognise me at gigs and stuff. Then I got this nice Slayer one, which is vintage. A little bit of glittery thread on the skulls, which is pretty cool. Then Vakken 2025, so this is a much more like recent patch, but when you get to Vakken they give you like a little care package, and then I opened it and it had the patch in it, which is very cool. So I like symmetry on my jackets. It's like I want it to be the same on either side really, so I went with, it's a bit cheesy now, but I got Ailstorm there and Entombed on this side, so they're kind of mirrored, as well as the circle patches. So I got Tortured Demon. I actually made this patch, and you can tell that I didn't sew it and Molly did, because the top of it is like you can just put your finger in the patch, which is not how I like to do it, but yeah, you can't win everything. This is an Acid Throne one, which is like Doom Metal from Norwich, I think they are. That's a cutout, so that was a rectangle patch, and then I cut it out to be the shape that it is. I think it looks a bit better like that. So this side I really like how everything overlaps. I find this side really aesthetic. It's kind of like a textile blanket. But yeah, I've got Soulfly. This is a 2009, so not vintage, but old. And then this one is, I'll move my little battle vest. Sepultura, I don't know if I can read the year down there. Can you read it, Jack?
1992?
1992. So I would have been -9 years old when that patch came out. Then I've got this Metallica Flaming Skull one, which is embroidered, but it's kind of like a really cheap version. They do a nicer woven version of this, so that one's not particularly nice. But I'm done messing around with this jacket. I have to stop because I need to finish my new one, and I'm not carrying on with this one any longer. Scorpions, so a lot of people hate on my goats, the Scorps. That's another vintage, what's that, 1989?
89, yeah.
Wow, that's a really old patch, which is pretty cool. Then I got Obituary, some Florida death metal, Blood Incantation. This one I actually got sent in a patch order I made on like eBay like 7 years ago. I'd never listened to them before, didn't know who they were, I couldn't read the logo. It was kind of before they became more popular, but I think it's a really cool patch and one that you'd never see. But you can actually see under it. I just couldn't be bothered to take the patch off that was under it. So this is the jacket, there's another patch, and then this one is literally just on top of it.
Do you remember what was underneath the Blood Incantation?
Yeah, it's a really not particularly cool Metallica guitar one, so it's just like one of James's guitars as a patch.
Yeah.
It's not the best. But yeah, we move. Sepultura, Beneath the Remains, one of the first, I remember the first time I heard that album, my dad showed it to me and I told him that it was rubbish. So I've clearly learned a lot since then because it's a fantastic album. Umberia, so these are like UK death metal, my good friends of mine, and that's a really nice embroidered patch. And the way I laid that was like, I put it on top of the Sepultura one because I don't feel like it's taken away too much of that design, because well, the most of the design is here, so it's basically just covering the blank part of the patch. So that one looks good. Municipal Waste, which is an embroidered one, but it's kind of falling apart. And it's actually on upside down, because I did an interview with Ryan Waste from Municipal Waste, and he pointed out to me that the logo should actually, this M should be under that M. So yeah, it's upside down. But yeah, it's a story, so I leave it like that. I'm not too fussed. Then I've got Undeath, really, really nice patch, this one. You can literally not read it at all. But yeah, good colours, and it went with the theme for the rest of it. Hellhammer down here, nice one, red border. My arm is literally gonna like fall off.
Yeah, I
so
can imagine.
Let's pause for a second. I've also got this like little keyring, which is like battle jacket keyring, which I used to sell these, but then the guy who used to make them just never answered me again, and I tried to make it and I just couldn't. But yeah, they look pretty sick. Yeah, this is the Battle Jackets London Bloodstock patch. So Bloodstock 2025. So we had 100 of these patches, which I handed out over the festival. You had to come and find me to get one, and that was like one of the most fun things I ever did. So yeah, that one's on there. I got Show No Mercy, and yeah, that's this side done. So it's like all reds, yellows, oranges. Yeah, really happy with that side. Although low-key, that one doesn't really fit the vibe because of the colours. And pins. So I've got Mando, Cliff 'Em All, and this Ulva one as well. So this is the black and white side. So we'll go from the top. We've got Ailstorm, Acid Throne, Tortured Demon, Cavell Attack, nice Emperor one. I was really happy with like how that one fitted the space. Mutagenic Host, London Death Metal, Sideways, had to set on Sideways, but fills the gap really nicely. Scorpions again. See, I'm doubling up on bands too much already. Scorpions, Motorhead, Umberia. Again, this is their new logo though. Mighty Boosh, which is one of my favourite like TV shows ever. So that's one that people spot a lot and think is pretty cool. Slayer, it's just like a generic patch, nothing too special. Suicidal Tendencies, cool. Cavell Attack, this one's a bit naff, but yeah, Pentagram. Copenhagen, so I got that at the festival, which is, funnily enough, in Copenhagen, but a really cool festival, and I like it when festivals have their own patches. I got the Vacuum one and the Copenhagen one. Cavell Attack, this one's like a screen printed, like if you can hear, it's become an ASMR video. But yeah, it's not the nicest quality patch, but cool design. Skeleton Witch, I saw them in London probably 10 years ago, supporting Cavell Attack. That was a really cool gig. I don't think they play anymore, Skeleton Witch, or maybe they've disbanded, but anyway, really cool band. Immortal, Metallica, and Misfits. Again, these are three like pretty standard patches, nothing too special. A nice Danzig cutout. I really like how that one kind of fills the gaps either side of this patch. Then I've got my Vacuum United wristband here. I've seen so many people do creative stuff with their festival bands, so I was like, might as well stick it there. Another festival patch, Damnation. Not the most like crazy design, but you know, is what it is. And that's the black and white side. And yeah, I'm very sentimentally attached to this jacket, and I feel like the way I did this was like Tetris. So to like fill the gaps, you get like 3 in a row, this one sideways, another one here, fill in the gaps. And yeah, I think this is pretty aesthetically pleasing, and yeah, proud of this. So moving on to the back, we'll start with the back patch. So the back patch is a Mastodon Drybone Valley artwork patch. It's not the nicest like quality again. It's like that Cavell Attack one on the front. It's a screen print, but not like, it's a bootleg, not official. So like in hindsight, I would have gone with a different back patch, but Mastodon, one of my all-time favorite bands, and I've thought about changing it, but it's just the patch that's been on there from the start, so I don't really want to mess around with it too much. But yeah, another big one, Exodus at the top. I love this one. It's well, massive and one of my favorite bands and stands out quite a lot. So yeah, it's a really nice patch. Either side, I've got a little Scary Guy Metallica one. Like I mentioned about the symmetry, I like to have something either side, so I've got this Motorhead one as well. One that people don't really like that much, Glory Hammer, but you know, a feel-good band. Feel good as in like, it's cheesy, and like I listen to them when I'm running because it's just like NPC kind of like war going into battle music. So if I want to run, that's the vibe that I like, I suppose. Underworld Camden, one of my favourite venues in London, and yeah, they gave me that patch. That's where I do my London's Best Battle Jacket competition. Nothing Else Matters. So this is the film that I made with my dad and brother on the Metallica M72 tour, and yeah, we're in the process of getting that film endorsed by the band and put out, hopefully. So yeah, that's a nice one. Metallica 1, I really like this one. It's a cutout shaped patch, really nice. SOD, Megaforce, Love this one. Glittery thread in the barbed wire. So that's a nice patch. And it's a nice little small one that fills the gap. But again, like I just sewed it on top of another one. So if you can see down there, it says Ghost. So did that focus?
Yeah.
So it says Ghost under that. So I just put an SOD one on top of Ghost, which is like, that's the way I want to be going in the direction of my musical interests, replacing Ghost with Stormtroopers of Death. So yeah, a little Metallica one here that has the date of one of the shows I went to, 22nd of October. Worldwide tour, I think it would have been 2018 or 19. Nice. Sepultura, this is an okay patch, pretty cool. What we've got on the other side, this is the big one. So this is my Nailbomb point blank patch, signed by the GOAT himself, Max Cavalera. Very cool. Speaking of like Max Cavalera stuff, I got this, this is my Nailbomb vinyl, which I got signed at Bloodstock. And it's like, how good is that signature from Max? It's so clear and it's literally right on the forehead. Like, that is unrelated, but really cool.
I'd say it's related.
Thank you, Jack.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. What else we got? This is a really nice Metallica one. So I like this one a lot. It's the Black Album Faces, and that's a 1991 original patch. So that's the kind of patch I want more of on my new jacket. Less of the more standard ones and more of these like vintage ones. That's what I get pretty nerdy about. Unburia, again, I made this patch, Twisted Existence, great EP, worth listening to. Japanica, so this is the Japanese Metallica fan club, and friends with Shinji, who runs that as part of that Metallica film that we made, and he gave me that patch, so shout out Shinji. Gojira, pretty standard. Another Vacuum one that they sent me. Another Kvelertak one. I actually made this one with those guys. Got another Vacuum and another Vacuum. Now that I'm saying this, it's like, that's way too much. But I do like the festival and they invite me to go there. So, shout out Vacuum. Municipal Waste, this one's a really nice patch. Gold glittery thread on the laser eyes coming from the skull, which is pretty dope. Insanity Alert. So our pal Finn, he went to the gig that was in London that I couldn't go to, and he got me one of those, so shout out Finn. Acid Witch, really, really cool band. Bit of stoner metal. Biocancer, Greek thrash, that I actually made that patch as well. Another vintage Metallica one, 1992 Sabbath True glittery thread. Like, they were ahead of their time there by putting glittery thread in it. But very nice patch. Inhuman Nature, Battle Jackets London. So I made this one for these guys. One of my favourite patches that I've done. I just think it's a great shape and great colours as well. High Command. So I can't actually remember where they're from, but they are an awesome band that I saw at somewhere in London, New Cross Inn. But Seb, our friend Seb, he gave me that patch. So shout out Seb for that. Nice Bathory like cutout one, bit of black metal. So there's not like any real theme or rule for this jacket. I just want it to be full and full of bands that I like. So I've got too many repeated bands and things, but generally it's just whatever I like. Down the bottom I've got Queensryche. I would love this album, Operation Mindcrime. Then this patch was actually custom made for me by a friend of mine called Lance, who I met on the Metallica film, and it's that's the date, so the 13th of August 2024, that we went to a place called Sad Hill Cemetery, which is from the film The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, and it's the intro that's played on the screens before Metallica come on. It's that song with, and that's where it's from. So we went to visit that and he made a patch, so that's quite a cool one-off that, no one else is gonna have that. Ulva, cool stuff. Celestial Sanctuary cutout. Spiritual Healing, like kind of generic patch. Anthrax, Hellripper, love these guys, seen them quite a few times. Vintage Scorpions one, no year on it, it's that old. They didn't even put years on them when they were like 70s and 80s really. And then a big bolt thrower strip. Did you call it a strip or a
it's a strip patch? Yeah.
Along the bottom. I'll put it out properly. But the back is definitely like my favourite part of this jacket. And I've worn this to like pretty much every gig since I was 16, I think, and I'm 24 now. Yeah, love this vest. And I'm working on a new one now, which is, yeah, feels weird because I've worn this one so long that I don't know how I feel about wearing this other one, but yeah, love it. And now Jack is going to take you through his vest, which is kind of going to put this one to shame a little bit. I should have done like some kind of transition and then it be you.
Oh yeah.
But,
Oh well. Nice little blooper rip.
yeah. Right. So yeah, this is Jack. You'll, if you watch the podcast,
Yep.
you'll know who he is. But yeah, he's my metal pal, and he's got one of the sickest jackets
I appreciate that, mate.
ever. So yeah,
Yeah, so
take it away.
just as Louis did, quick little rundown. This could be a bit more of a speed run because there is a lot going on here. So I think it's just point out some highlights, really. So starting Eternal Dirge, Sinister, Fossilization. That was one of the first cutouts I made for this vest in particular. Little Pestilence cutout.
Nice.
Mutagenic host patch Louis made, also it's on his vest. Agonized, got Xenomorph, Incantation. I mean, this could take a long time.
Did you have like any rules for the jacket?
There's no major rules. I mean, the theme is death metal. I probably should have started off with that, but the theme's death metal, so they're all just straight death metal or death metal adjacent. You know how it is with all the subgenres. But I tried to avoid covering logos and covering key points of the artwork. That was the main sort of plan. So like, for example, this cancer patch, I didn't actually sew it itself. It's just been all the patches around it.
That's
hold
pretty
it
cool.
in place. But the main guy on the cover is clear.
Yeah,
Band
so
logo is clear.
that's the border
Yeah.
of this patch.
That's the border of this patch.
That's the border of.
the incantation. You've got horrors of this border here. Pertinence, I think that's how you pronounce them, and then deeds of flesh.
So how did you pin this one on?
So essentially, I pinned the jacket down in 3 sections. So you had the front left, front right, and the back. So because it's so overlapped, just trying to slide them all in where they'd be, just be a bit of a pain in the arse, really. So I just pinned down everything.
That's a lot of pins.
I mean, it made it so hard to sew. I mean, this sort of section here is one of my favourites on the vest. It all just flows. Like, you've got the immolation flowing sort of over the crest of the Nile one, the Adremalech patch, great finish death metal, by the way. You should definitely check them out. Flows along the side of the Nile, then the moulder cutout perfectly flows with the Adremalech patch, and it's a lot of painstaking figuring out, but you sort of get there in the end, and that's just what I wanted, just to sort of be chaotic, but it flows. Right, so now we're moving on to the front right-hand side of my death metal vest. Again, it's just a lot of the same stuff. A big shout out to Seb with his Impetigo patch. Got Benediction. Actually, that Transcend to Rubicon, they're going to be the back patch on my next project.
Which is the blue
purple, grey sort of vest. So not going to give anything else away. You got to wait.
Have you seen that blue jacket that's going around TikTok at the moment? It's corduroy.
Yes, I have.
From, I think they're called Grind 'Em All is their name.
Yeah,
but like,
Grind 'Em All. Yeah,
seriously cool
really
jacket.
cool.
That.
So I've got a lot of competition
Yeah,
now that
no
I'm planning
pressure.
a blue one. So anyway, Celestial, Winter, Embalmer. That was a really fun cutout to make. Got the little gap in between there. Massacre, Demigod, Vital Remains. Can't have a death metal vest without Bolt Thrower. Facts. But again, speaking of the cutouts, great for filling just this awkward little gap between the patches. It's just got 3 logos and it does the job perfectly, really. Before we move on to the back of the vest, did have to mention that, so as you would have seen in the previous section, Louis got a patch, he's got a record signed by Nailbomb Max Cavalera. I was in the queue at Bloodstock with him, sort of filming it for him, and I thought, well, what's the point of me being in this queue if I'm not going to get anything signed? So I ran around the stalls, which is right where the signing tent is at Bloodstock. No bloody Nailbomb patches anywhere. So I was like, shit, okay. Well, I've got my vest, so I might as well get into... So I've got all of Nailbomb. So if you hold that side, Louis, there we go. And you've got Max right in the centre of the back.
That's
Pretty cool. Not the most death metal band on the planet, but it's literally the only thing that wasn't me that I could have signed. So
I think it's
I think it's pretty cool.
Like, you're lucky that the inside of your jacket is a light colour.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the inside of my jacket's black, so you
It
wouldn't be able to
wouldn't
see.
have worked, yeah. So that's just a fun little story about this vest in my time at Bloodstock.
That is cool.
Just running around, well, you're waiting in the queue and I'm running around trying to find a nail bomb patch.
Yeah.
Right, so moving on to the back of the vest now. Sort of in a similar sense to what Louis' done, I've got a little bit of symmetry going on here. So you can see you've got circle, circle, big oversized patch and a couple cutouts either side. Funny stories with this cutout in particular. So it's the alternate artwork for Autopsy's Severed Survival. So I was like, well, I need to get Autopsy onto the death metal vest. But Finn, if you watch the podcast, you'll know who Finn is, said, oh, can I have the rest of the patch that you've cut this out of? And I'll pay for it. And I was like, well, I don't really know how to charge you for a patch that's got a big hole in it, you know? And he was really insistent on paying for it. I was like, okay, just buy me a pint next time I see you and we'll call it even. Which actually, sort of now that I think about it, a pint in London, that's probably quite a lot compared to
its value, yeah.
To the value of this cut up patch.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Just like the placement with it, the green, sort of similar to the Fulci patch, sort of stands out. But then this Morpheus Descends cutout, I love the placement of this one. Don't want to feel like I'm bragging, but putting it just next to the inverted patch, the background colours on the Morpheus Descends sort of match up with the inverted ones. So I think it just sort of flows quite nicely, you know?
That's your level of bragging.
That is my level of bragging, that I put patches on very well.
God,
I know, we're such nerds, aren't we? Jesus
Brilliant.
Christ. But obviously,
anything else you want to brag about?
Back patch.
Yeah, it's cool.
Gorment, one and done, death metal, sort of doom death, really. Then alongside the Gorment, got Undergang, nice sort of vertical strip patch. And then if we sort of come lower down, a little bit more of the symmetry down here where you've got sort of octagon
Yeah.
patch from either side, Accidental Suicide and Demoleech. And then you've got two inverted coffins. Necrot, I'm still so jealous that you got to see at Damnation last year.
They were really good. Yeah.
Furious.
Yeah.
And then Cryptworm.
I asked you to come to that as
I know,
well.
I couldn't make it. I'm so annoyed I couldn't make it. But
Yeah.
And then Cryptworm for the other one, which I've only just noticed. It's starting to fall off, so I need to make repairs now.
There's
Thank God we done
bragging rights
I know,
there.
no bragging rights there. Thank God we did this video. I wouldn't have seen that. And then I just love this mini Cryptopsy,
Yeah, it's really
just
nice.
sort of in the middle there. And then I think last but not least, also got Bloodstock 2025 Battle Jackets London
Because
podcast.
you wore it the whole time, that whole.
I wore this vest the entire time at Bloodstock, and I was like, well, it would feel wrong putting this patch on a different vest.
Yeah.
So I took a load of stuff off, made a couple cutouts of what it replaced, just so I could fit it on.
Yeah,
But
that's
I think,
cool.
Love the spot where it is.
One of 100.
One of 100.
Why don't you mention the Cavalera cutout?
So that's a very good point. So I'm blanking on the name of the record now.
Morbid Vision. No,
Bestial
Bestial
Devastation. So because I got Max's signature on this vest, I thought, well, I need to get a patch that relates to Max on here somewhere. I'm not going to fit a whole patch on. I need to figure out what's at least death metal adjacent. And that first release of Sepultura's, I was like, that fits perfectly.
Yeah.
Scoured the internet for a patch that was good enough quality for me to cut out and it wouldn't look muddy. Found one on eBay after scrolling a little bit. And there we have it.
Yeah, it looks great. And that is the death metal vest.
Pretty much. That's a little snippet of the death metal vest, because as we said earlier, it would take quite a while to go through all of these individually. Still got a few more bits that I'm planning to add, cut out specific just to fill irritating little gaps. But yeah, there we go.
Pretty cool. So I hope you enjoyed that look around my battle jacket and Jack's as well.
Yep.
And yeah, if you've got any questions about your battle vest or you want to know anything about ours, drop a comment and yeah, Thanks for watching.
Cheers.
Cheers.